Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Jazzwares Mortal Kombat Scorpion figure. Now this guy is brand new, just got mine in the mail today, and he looks awesome here. As you can see, he comes with both of his swords and his spear hook. I was surprised that Jazzware has nixed the Mortal Kombat bases they have given us in the past with other figures. So I'm a little disappointed to see that, but he looks like an awesome figure, and I'm loving this packaging. On the back here, he has got a huge read-up. So we're actually just going to pan over it, and if you want to, you can freeze the camera and read it yourself. And down there you've got Sub-Zero and Raiden, who are the other characters in Wave 1. So, an amazing looking figure. Let's open him up. And here we have Scorpion out of the packaging. Now I have kind of rigged up a little spear myself. He only comes with a spear, not this little attachment. This is actually just a twist tie off a random figure. I can't recall exactly which one. But I slipped it through the end of the little hole right there, and you get a pretty nice little posable spear attachment for Scorpion. So, little cheap accessory you can make yourself, because I wasn't too crazy about the fact the spear just came by itself and you're supposed to kind of cram it down here in Scorpion's hands and let it rest like that. Looks much better that way in my opinion. His sword popped off his back here. I was a little disappointed. Well, his sword doesn't want to stay on right now. We'll get to how the sword's attached in just a second. Or, you know what, you can just stay down there. When I first pulled him out of packaging, his leg is a little loose. So, that's unfortunate for it to be straight out of packaging, just that loose, but it's not like it hinders the posability that much. Now, his swords are on his back here, and they're simply, you peg one on, then you peg the other over the top of it. It's kind of a simple system, but up until now it's worked just fine. Yeah, there you go. So we'll pull both the swords off here and get Scorpion standing again. The swords are a very soft plastic. So I was kind of, once again, disappointed to see they didn't go with a denser plastic, because especially with forcing them on the back, it's going to be easy for these things to get warped. Scorpion's hands are almost completely closed, it looks like. Actually, they are completely closed. The thumb is melded with the index finger, so you don't really have a lot of ability to shove these in here. You kind of have to just force them in, which, once again, with the soft blades, that leads to a lot of chances of warping, which they aren't wanting to go in there at all right now. So let's try. They don't want to go in blade first. Huh. Crazy idea. Let's try it in the opposite hand. Now, are you telling me that Scorpion's blades can't fit in his hand? Because that's going to be a very disappointing feature if it is. Well, guys, I'm going to do this off camera so you don't have to watch me fight with these swords for a while, so one moment. Hey, guys, after looking at them for a while, it turns out that while this hand is not permanently fused, it's just really tight. You got to kind of pry it open. It looks like there was a little bit of, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this or if there was an error. There's a little bit of plastic melding Scorpion's thumb to the rest of his hand. So it looks like I'm going to have to cut that open myself to get his swords in his hand. So just one moment. So now that I've done a little minor surgery on Scorpion, we do have him holding both his swords, which are a really big, hard deal to get into his hands. I mean, that took a while, and it's a really tight fit once you open them, so it gives you an even better chance to warp these blades. So that's unfortunate. They stay just fine once they're in there, though. I said that. It looks like you gotta kind of force them in here. So, the swords look nice enough. Let's get him posed and we'll go on to his overall detail. They've done a really good job on Scorpion. He's got the white glazed out eyes. There's a lot of detail in his mask and his shoulder blades. Just all down his outfit. And even though the swords are that cheapy plastic, there's some nice detail in them as well. So pan it back out. Well, even though I took forever to get these in here, we'll pull them out real quick so we can go on to articulation. So as far as Scorpion's articulation, his head does up and down, a full 360. His arms go out, they just still do a full 360, you just have to watch the shoulder blades. They bend and turn at the elbow, and bend and spin at the wrist. He has a main abdomen joint, which goes left and right, some slight up and down, same for both arms. Does not turn at the waist, it appears. Legs go out to about here, spin at the quadricep, are single jointed at the knee, also turn, and they have an ankle joint which bends and spins. So, a pretty decent amount of articulation. Not exactly the most I've ever seen, but not the worst either. I mean, not the least. So let's peg his source into his back. Yeah, I've got these off of BigBadToyStore.com. I got all of Wave 1, Series 1 in a set. These are supposed to eventually start turning up at Toys R Us, I think. Not 100% on that. Scorpion definitely has some flaws. I was a little disappointed his legs were a little loose straight out of the packaging. The swords in the hands definitely were a major issue, which I guess every hand won't be fused together, but I can't imagine that each one's going to be really irritating to get out. And I would have liked it if his spear could have clipped on his belt in some way, but that's no big deal. So that being said, I don't know exactly what these are going to run you. I'm guessing around $15, which is about the average for what I paid for the set of 3. If you're a die-hard Mortal Kombat fan, I would recommend picking this guy up, but be prepared to deal with some flaws. And that being said, this is JTrain997. Hey everybody, this is all of Series 1. There's going to be a little bubble above each one of them. Just click on that to go straight to that one's review, and that being said, I'll see you soon, YouTube.